Hi guys, I'm going to show you some tips on how to grow really good cannabis. Now I've got a hole dug and I'm going to put in some oranges that are dehydrated. Like I squeeze fresh orange juice and I keep the oranges and I dehydrate them. So I'm going to put some of them in the bottom of the hole. So there's a hole. This is my fertilization. Great fertilization. So I'm going to pop in some of them, like probably 5-6 oranges. And I'm going to take, I also saved my eggshells. I'm going to put in a bunch of eggshells. Bunch of eggshells. These are all natural fertilizations for your plants, and I'll tell you, they love it. Maybe a little bit more. I save these all winter long and I use them for my garden. Next, we're going to put in seaweed. See the seaweed? Got it from Bayshore, dried it out, dehydrated it, and storing it all winter and getting it and dehydrating it. That goes in the hole. So you have the oranges. You can do lemons too. There are lemons mixed in there also. Eggshells and the seaweed. So all that's in there nicely now. So I'm going to take my cannabis plant. I'm going to put it in. That is it, guys. That's totally it. So I'm going to tell you some other little secrets that I get going on here too. Let's get that out of there. So what I'm doing is I go and I grow my cannabis with companions. It's called companion growing. Some plants love to be with other plants and they flourish and they do really well with other plants. So cannabis does really well with a lot of things, especially tobacco. So this year I'm growing tobacco, and the tobacco is over there, planted over there. So what the tobacco is going to do is there'll be no insects on my cannabis at all. There'll be no insects that will infest it because of the fertilization that I'm using too. The lemons and the oranges, the citrus, no slugs, anything in the soil will not bother the plant because they don't like the citrus. Now, and what the tobacco over here is going to do, the tobacco will attract any bug that lands on or goes around the cannabis. It won't even go around the cannabis because it's attracted to tobacco, to the nicotine. It's obsessed like people get. It gets addicted to the nicotine. So all the bugs will go to the tobacco. So I'm probably not going to smoke this tobacco. This tobacco is just going to be used to help my plants grow better. And once the leaves grow of the tobacco, it'll be pretty well the same time that I'm going to harvest the cannabis. I'm going to harvest the leaves and then I'm going to dehydrate them and have them for next year too. Because you can lay them all around your flower beds and different things and no bugs will go near, even when they're dehydrated, no bugs will go near your flower bed or whatever you're growing as long as there's tobacco there because they get addicted to the tobacco. So that's all there is to it. Now what I'm going to water this with, not water, but pee. Yes, I said it. Pee, human urine. Yes, I did say it. So I'm going to pee in a bucket and I'm going to fill the bucket with water. The correct ingredient level is 1 part pee, 10 parts water, but I don't do it like that. I did this experiment last year with my cannabis and they were all raised on pee. And what that did, I had a lot of deer. The deer, no animals would even go near my cannabis plants because they could smell the urine. You couldn't because it was only this much urine in a bucket that size, right? I did it probably diluted by 100, but it was still enough to keep them away. And that's also a natural fertilizer. Your plants will flourish. And as you see what I have in here too, the tobacco's down there. I have more companion plants over here. More companion plants. And these are sunflowers. Sunflowers have a nice root system that go in deep. And if you've noticed when you've grown sunflowers, that once they start to pop, when you put the seed in the ground and they start to pop, the earth with their roots is like pops right up. It's like they're lifting the earth. So they make a good irrigation system. So they're a nice companion. Another one, if you can't do the tobacco, because not everyone can get their hands on tobacco, use basil. Basil is amazing. put the basil in your garden beside your cannabis, and all of the bugs, you'll see, you won't be able to use that basil because the bugs will just be so attracted to it and eat it all up. But they will not even touch your cannabis. So, basil or tobacco, oranges, lemons, eggshells, pee-pee, and lots of water with the pee-pee, and you're going to have a good plant. Happy planting!